Okay, so we're here on a Friday with a little bit of chaos. Okay, in other words, I had the lens which kind of adjusts kind of the focus for the iPad. It was covering the camera, so all we guys know is black. But now things are kind of back. So yeah, just out of curiosity, let me just see here. All right, what was to go here? Huh, I guess we can't. Okay, anyway. Let's examine this motion. It's physical motion. My fingers are going forward like I'm going to try to extend key. Okay. A little bit of a conversion. In other words, I'm doing that. Almost like something is unfolding through this motion, therefore through me. It's a little different. It's like two sides of the same coin. Okay, one side, the other side. Outward motion, something a little bit more experiential. Okay, so we were kind of doing this yesterday in class, which is okay. And we were kind of playing that, you can give any motion an image, like the sun peeking through the clouds. Sun peeking through the clouds. Okay. So there's clouds. Sun breaking through. And clouds kind of dissipating. The sun's sort of filling the sky, bringing light. Now, that's there's knowledge, and I'm doing that. More like a clearing and an allowing. And let's just say there are a bunch of clouds, but the sun's still shining somewhere, isn't it? We're using images light, dark. Okay. So that's what we kind of worked on yesterday, but in the Aikido class. See, right when it's a cloudy sky, the sun's shining somewhere. Now that's knowledge. Okay, I know the sun's shining, but all these clouds are there. Easy. I'm going to do that. There's a kind of a transference under the sun sign, but there's an interior sun. Chest opens. Face muscles actually relax. I'm too busy being me. But maybe that's part of the clouds. And of course, with the sun, there's light, but there's also heat. It's a tremendous amount of power is generating all that, whatever it is, to get the heat, which leads to the light. And part of me has to kind of shut up. Well, I know this, I'm going to try to do it, I'm going to try to do it better. So very easy, open, settle. And of course, emotion is happening through me, but and part of the clouds just tends to be kind of the noise that's going on in my head and my reaction to things out there creates the clouds. So if the sun starts to come out. And even in a totally cloudy sky, there's an interior sun. And I can know that Okay, I know there's always light, even though it's dark, dark, dark. Easy there. Breathing kind of starts to open, to settle a bit. And a lot of the clouds out there are because of the noise going on here in reaction to what I perceive is going on out there. Easy, open, settle. Sun's starting to poke out through the clouds. Pretty soon it's a sunny day. Just kind of an experience of just the allowing it, opening to it. Experiencing that an experience has some depth to it, not just an idea. For example, I'm going to stand up here, but it's a cloudy day and I want to stand up and hit myself on a low ceiling or something like that. See, the thing is, the ideas and the words are very attractive, but then a little deeper than that is the actual experience. Feet are on the ground. Breathing a little more settled. And again, on a really cloudy day, the sun's shining somewhere. But it's kind of nice on that day when the sun peeks through the clouds. Somebody once told me, how much light does it take to dispel the darkness? A match. Take out light, reference to dark. Simply. But an interior shift. The eye sometimes don't realize that the noise going on here causes the reaction to what's going on there. And I create my own clouds. And there may be physical clouds out there. Take a second to just sort of be easy with things, settle with things, open. Jaw relaxes, back of the neck doesn't hold tension, chest opens. So the standing motion, or the sitting motion, more conscious, like I stand, more like the whole mind-body system stands or sits. There's a flow, even a well-being sense. Put my hand out here, and all of a sudden I kind of feel a vibration in the hand. And after a while, it's not so much the hand's feeling a vibration, the vibration is feeling itself through the hand. Different. Well, I'm feeling, I feel the warmth in the hands. There's a shift there in there, or can be. Let's make to a quiet, in which you will, a meditative state if you prefer that to me. But move. There's motion. There's motion. Right here, right now. This is going on. In fact, that sort of noise going on if you're in reaction to what's going on there is what creates a lot of the clouds. So it's easy right there. The sun pokes out through the clouds, hang out, be even easier. All of a sudden, it's a sunny day. So we're working a little bit of that through, for example, that's kind of nice. For example, I'm lowering the head and so the hand is moving through something, not just the camera with my hand there. It's kind of related to a kind of an increase in more conscious being. Standing or sitting in a straighter posture without having to lock into it. Chin is naturally in without tensing the back of the neck. Feet in the ground are in contact. It's almost like they're vibing together. Keeps you away from something. So standing. Efficient. Breathing. Rhythmic. Deeper. And that noise may be going on somewhere, but all of a sudden I've settled deeper. Still going on up there. If you want to think about stuff, all of a sudden we're still conditioned to the noise going on here. Just a little time. Just sort of feeling your feet. Feeling your breathing. I'm not looking for tension, but I'm kind of aware that a lot of times I'm carrying tension in the back of my neck. And when I do that, the chest kind of is a little bit this way. So it's all part of one package. Open, 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 interior sense. Yeah. And then the moment experience in that state. Where I get here, it's unfolding. And it continues to unfold, even though the movement appears to be over. Okay, I got it. No. It's unfolding in a spiral pattern. The spiral continues to spiral. The other hand, not spiraling out with it. So it's happening around, but also through. These are just basic energy practices. Now, when somebody grabs your wrist or seems to react, it's supposed to be easy, open, settle. And of course, the noise is going on somewhere. But I'm kind of coming from a deeper, more open, more settled dimension of myself. I like this place. Anyway, just Cliff, anything? We just did a couple of moves, just as kind of warm up for today. Anything you can add or feel like commenting on?
Just that this kind of movement and energy work is a lot like Tai Chi, like some of the exercises that I've done over the years in Tai Chi. So I see that connection. That's it.
Yeah. Well, the Tai Chi is a good place to kind of go. Feel like this place. If you like this place. Just motion. Somebody, for example, is talking about conscious movement. Yoga, Tai Chi, Aikido, ideally. Unconscious movement, rugby. All that activity going on there. Okay. Ah. So we get the image right here. It's like very still ocean, but the ocean is still alive with itself. It's not, choppy, choppy, choppy. And certain words come out like stillness, silence, words. Deeper, the experience. Yeah. Okay, so that's sort of a segue into, I want to call it conscious motion. Anything. Okay, I extend. I extend with some key. The movement and the energy begin to unfold through. A little different. Okay, so maybe it's I learn to extend, I learn to do it better, I get more energy flow through my arm. From the direction it unfolds through. Okay. Okay. So we can start with a variety of things, but now pick this up, right? And all of a sudden I start to do stuff. Okay. The noise starts. Unfolding, returning. Unfold quicker, but careful. Now I'm not unfolding, I'm doing it, which is maybe where it starts. But at some point, maybe it starts to do me or you. Okay. So, to pick this up for a bit, continuing maybe some of the themes we did from just more sitting into some motion using this. Cliff, anything you feel like adding or can add?
Just that I am, I mean, I can see the connection between the open-handed moves and the sword cut in terms of where I'm feeling the key.
Unfolding, returning. Two beats. Now I'm raising or unfolding, I'm lowering. One energy, complementary another energy. Just go like that. Go like that. Okay. There's a difference between faster and speed. You don't necessarily ever get the speed moving faster. It's very problematic. I move faster, the speed. Okay. It's like me, training, running, trying to get faster, and there's the flash. Boom. Or Mercury. Boom. That's speed. So we're talking about an energy, maybe an archetype. Boom. Yeah, so it's and a couple of things. Let's continue to try to check and do it out there. Happens through for example, the upward motion. This is somebody grabs you with two hands. I try to do the movement. Settle a little bit. Then the motion. This is the raising motion. It's amazing what's in just the up and the down. Paradoxically, the down instead of getting settle naturally. Body feels looser, freer. Okay. Reacting to what's out there. Just kind of easy settle. Find my center. Find my ground. So there's a lot that happens instead of that. Then okay. So there's a lot of different going back. And under these movements, I'm doing the movement. Relax, settle, easy. It unfolds through you. So that's kind of where we're kind of trying to move. Okay. I know that one thing that Hikizuchi Sensei used to emphasize, there's a term in movement or martial arts called Shizen Tai. Shizen, natural. Tai, body, natural body. Shizen Tai. And he used to say Shizen Tai. Kami to ningen ga toitsu shiteru koto desu. That's Japanese. The natural posture happens when the human body unites with Kami. So with the body, let's go, with these energies, start to connect to it, through it, around it. Shizentai, it's a little different than, let's say, other Shizentai and Judo or Karate, it's a little different. So, we're kind of using the Vulcan strike, although we could use a bunch of other things too. I'm going to raise. So it's in motion. Doesn't start with the hands. In fact, I kind of feel it bubbling up before the hands move. Yeah. It returns to the ground, doesn't it? Just this motion. Amatsu kami, the heavenly kami, Kunitsu kami, the earthly kami, human body, positioning itself between. And it doesn't mean that the earthly kami can't visit the heavenly kami and vice versa. Okay. And it's amazing, how much of the Aikido is just the raising, cutting or striking motion of the sword or the bokken. Anything you may have noticed?
Yeah, just that I feel it more in my legs and hips than I do anywhere else right now. So
Okay.
that I'm noticing the component that is the base.
But one of the things that, we can stage, like this is, instead of swinging from my arms, I get my legs and hips in that motion. Boom. Okay. Some of that, just boom, and the hips turn and rotate. But it's just playing the game. You just say you have the Amatsu kami, the heavenly deities, the earthly kami, right? We're just saying, playing the game, the earthly kami, and go visit the heavenly kami. And they'll, of course, come back, but then again, the heavenly kami, boom, can also visit the earthly kami. And they're, because one has visited the other, then the other comes back, visits. Here, you have kind of a bond form. The heavenly and the earthly, boom, they sort of unite. So, and one of the things about it is, like, I'm going to do that motion, but just start to feel, I'm using fancy terms, the Amatsu kami of the Kunitsu kami, the earthly kami, ascending. Kind of feel it in your toes and maybe even underneath, and then that motion starts. And conversely, you're going to go like that, strike. Boom, boom. But the heavenly kami, they come down, boom. And of course, heavenly, earthly, boom, they form a bond or connection. Boom, that's a closing motion. Yeah. So, you can take any movement Sensei apparently really liked to not talk about how to do the physical movement, but he would address the movement in terms of the movement of what he called kami. So it's a little bit of an attempt to begin to try that. Now the words are important, but underneath the words, the experience or the beingness of he or she, the earthly kami, the heavenly kami, move through you. One thing, let's see, we were looking at this, and let me see if I can find it. Okay. Oh yeah. Unite yourself to the cosmos. And the thought of transcendence will disappear. Cosmos, universe. I think in those senseis view, the universe was created by the interaction of forces of kami. And we tend to look at it out there as big, as immense, and I have to make it to heaven, something like that. So, again, unite yourself to the cosmos, and the thought of transcendence will disappear. Gotta get there. Gotta make it to heaven. Transcendence belongs to the profane world. It's very interesting. When I deify something out there, maybe I make it into something that it's not supposed to be made into. When all trace of transcendence vanishes, the true person, the divine being, is manifest. Clear, empty. The earthly divinity ascends, the heavenly deity descends, they unite. Right through you, right here, right now. And the last thing is empty yourself and let the divine function. And he or she, who experiences that, especially the union, functions from a deeper level of themselves. And so this was one of my favorite sayings. That these are. This is called Training with the Master. Okay, Pictures of O-Sensei, picture book, and it also contains the text from The Art of Peace. Okay, so I look at this sometimes. Okay. Anyway, so okay, let's switch, 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 switch. We just go into the last part of the 30 movements where we go 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Okay? But we can, just start to Right? See, I'm learning a movement. I'm either learning it really well, but from another direction, boom, that movement is starting to unfold through. Yeah. So a lot of these are freer movements, but they're kind of based on. The last third of the 30 movements. And then boom, freer, 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 freer. And you know, the thesis behind it, some of the movements we did is empty yourself and let the divine function. Let the earthly coming visit the heavenly coming, they're connected. Let the heavenly coming come down, commune with the earthly coming from above. They're still there, we're still here, or they're still here. Then on the other hand, there's me, and I'm kind of starting to see, I start to point or look or think about or anything like that. And you know, I think the term, I don't know about the Japanese term, but transcendence is of the profane world. And when all thoughts of transcendence vanish, the true being, you know, the divineness is not out there. It's around and through. But it's like there are all these clouds. As we settle and open, the clouds part and the sun comes out. So, you know, that's kind of my interpretation for the day of Samabo Sensei's speech, which is very beautiful, sometimes extremely challenging. Anything you might have seen or noticed with the movement? Because we've done 30 quite a bit.
Let me think. I did the last 10 and then moved into a little freestyle and then back to the last 10 and then back to freestyle. So the transition is becoming smoother for me. So I noticed that. Yeah, there were a couple other sort of things I noticed, like move 29 was a little smoother than it has been. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Things like that. So just generally, no quantum leaps, but incremental, you know, improvement and flow and at least kinesthetically from what I can tell from inside me.
Okay.
Right.
I mean, I mean, some of the clouds, so to speak, are kind of for self-protection. If you look directly with unshielded eyes on the sun, you're gonna wreck your eyes, right? But there's a difference, you know, between, you know, putting on dark glasses to protect your eyes and getting lost in kind of a fog or a cloud that the noisy mind kind of perpetuates. So it's a kind of easy, open, settle. The clouds start to clear and the sun starts to kind of poke itself out through the clouds. Settle some more, settle some more, settle some more. And I think the way that Sensei put it in that little catch we wrote, all thoughts of transcendence, the spirit, the true self, the divine being. The divine is not therefore out there, it's here. And the way you put it is empty yourself and let the divine function. Okay, I'm going to do the movement. Memorize it and practice it. That's good. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. And moves. Boom, boom, moves. Boom. All right. In other words, what I'm trying to do in some sense is kind of clear. And it's like it moves, and I want to be transparent enough that I move with it. Of course, there's some thinking, but you think and you clear, and boom, boom, everything starts to come move. So he said, let the divine function. The earthly, heavenly, they form a bond, and they want to move and dance together. Okay, right? So, one way of kind of looking at some of the things we do with maybe a little deeper than usual perspective. And let me say that the whole word divine is a little bit of a catchword. I hear the word divine, I'm out there trying to figure it out or do it, as opposed to empty yourself. Let the divine function. Earth can transcend. Heaven can descend and commune. Form the bond. Clear, open, that bond of those forces function through you. So that's my read on that for this Friday morning. Any other perspectives? Or?
Yeah, I did start to notice today that it felt more like it was moving the Joe and I was coming along for the ride.
Yeah.
Didn't feel that way with the Boken, but I did feel that way a bit with the Joe.
Well, the Boken, in some sense, it's a Boken is it's easier for me because this represents to some degree, okay. The Kunitsu kami for me are more like the center, and the Amatsu kami are like the circle. Okay, and really, you get them both. You have a physical presence, physical mission to do here. And on the other hand, we have what Osensei might call divine resources that operate around and through this. And the more we kind of go, okay, that's divine out there, I got it to be defined, we make through it all. Simple motion. The earthly, the heavenly, they bond together, boom, bonding together. They create a type of motion. They function through that bond. And then, my understanding that was Shibo Sensei's Aikido, which we all try to get a leg up on occasionally. Okay. Yeah. One of the things, I mentioned it a lot. It's, it's the opening sequence in Enter the Dragon. Where, after the kickboxing match, Bruce Lee's talking to his teacher. His teacher comes up and, it's a trick question. Teacher asks him again, what do you think of when you're facing an opponent? And Bruce Lee said there is no one. He kind of throws a curve back. Because whatever he says, well, this is what I'm thinking about. It's not that he flunks the test, but it's caught up in his eye in clouds form. So it just says, there is no harm. And the teacher puts another trick question. Why is that? Because I'm so spiritually evolved. It's like, no, then that would be another. But Bruce Lee says because the word I doesn't really exist. And then he says, I don't hit, it hits. And of course, his lineage is striking and boxing, boom. I'm going to hit faster, stronger. It hits, it moves. Okay? And, you know, we kind of, role models are also archetypes. So there's the Bruce Lee, and, you know, I was watching a Stephen Curry basketball instructional video, and he was talking about dribbling. You know, I'm going to go from my right hand to my left hand. It's a crossover movement. I'm going to cross over. But what Steph said is very interesting. He says, ball moves first, ball moves first, ball moves first, ball moves first, ball moves first. So what I do, how to, no, it's like something moves first through the staff. And it guides my physical movement. It's best I can do. Okay, so we go back over, you know, sensei's hard. But when he says empty yourself and let the divine, which is not out there, but it's in here, function. And so, you know, this you got to be like Bruce Lee and realize your teacher might come up and what do you think of when you are feasting on opponent? Well, it's already bad, right? And why is that? It's because I'm so good. I can beat everybody. There's no. That. And Bruce Lee's answers are actually quite well thought out. He was trying to make a point through a motion picture about his own philosophy and his own insights. Yeah. So, you know, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to get busy out there. It stands. It sits. It breathes. It's calm. It's deep. It has an eternal sense with itself. Body here. Been here for almost 3/4 of a century. I'll be here 3/4 of a century, the 9th of this month. Shocking. It has an eternal sense with itself. Again, one of my favorite sayings again, in Bhagavad Gita, the holy book of India, Krishna, the sage, tells Arjuna, the warrior, the secret of immortality is to know thyself as the river. It's deep. It's fast. It endures. So there's a shift. All of a sudden is coming from a different direction. So those are things I use on me. Anything you might want to add in terms of your own history or experience?
Yeah, I like the idea of thinking yourself as the river, because normally we think of ourselves as I am this drop of water or that drop of water, right? To use the metaphor. And the individual drop will start at the mouth of the river and go to the sea and then get swept up again into the clouds and start again. But the river is a persistent thing that ebbs and flows.
Like it's ever renewing. You know, I get into this whole thing, well, how can I be the river? A river is I'm a physical being, a physical body. And there's a river, and the river, people travel in the river, and the river can flash flood on you. Rivers, constantly moving is also a constant. So we're talking about it. And of course, it empty. But another Bruce Lee, empty your mind. Become shapeless, formless, like water. What is the river? Well, it's water, but it's in motion with itself, has a direction. Makes a sound. And that state of where we can, for a little bit, empty the mind is actually a very healthy state. Put the hand out like that, and my hand is out there, and there's energy moving through my hand. But that's a portion of the river, isn't it? And that river state is moment by moment. I'm going to be the river for 5 minutes. It's already an I. Or conversely, how many subcurrents and tributaries are there in that river? But they all are connected through a unity that says river. So everything that's going on in the universe, pretty immense. But since they found, as far as I can tell, the unity where everything sees itself as universe. And again, you know, the words put us out there. Sometimes words are beautiful, so we get, wow. But from the words to the experience of, is it quiet? Empty is maybe a good word, and it's not. Empty yourself. But empty, vacant, dead, no, maybe not quite so good. Okay, anyway, as far as I know, you know, put this online. I don't know when they'll get online, but the class, intend to do class. I guess this Sunday is Father's Day, but I intend to be there for the class. So anyway, there's class Sunday, whether it's Father's Day or not. Okay, right. So I think we will call it for today. Okay. So thank you for tuning in.
Thank you, Sensei.
You take care. I guess I'll see you in a week, huh?
Yep.
Okay.